Listen, we are just here to say thank you for watching and listening from the bottom of our hearts. Your support means the world.
And we can't do this without you.
So, the algorithm don't algorithm if you don't like, subscribe, and share. So please go ahead and do so at this time.
Now back to the episode.
No, like you're kind of forced into that because sex is on the table.
And then so you in your mind, you put this image of your husband, you put this image of your wife, of what they look like. And so when they don't look like that, oh, that's not the person I'm supposed to be with.
Mm-hmm.
But God.
And then finally, there's the when you're dating and you're trying to meet different guys, you know, they may ghost you because you practice abstinence and you're not willing to wait. You know, you got.
And you know, she was definitely right. Like I was emotionally like leading her to a place to nowhere, basically.
It does.
Yeah, it's gonna be more painful for you because it's like you trying to hold a grudge and you're even more mad because the grudge ain't working.
Yeah, you're trying to hold a grudge, and then it just our energy is affected. Yeah. What's up? What's up? What's up? What's up? What's up? Season 6, y'all.
I can bring it back.
Oh, that's season 6, y'all.
Bring it back.
No. What's up, y'all? We are here. Happy Thanksgiving. Belated. Do you say belated Thanksgiving? Is that what you say?
Happy leftovers week.
Leftovers week. Are y'all still eating on the turkey?
Hey, look.
Are y'all still eating?
Look,
there is the debate out here.
Look, you have until tomorrow.
No, you don't. You have 7 days.
Tomorrow.
If you store it properly in your refrigerator. And half of y'all don't store it properly.
No, you didn't. You just
put the foil or not even put a plate, put it on a plate.
You have
in a styrofoam.
3 days.
You talking to yourself because you got something in there you ain't ate yet.
I have until tomorrow.
So
your food will be risen.
We're recording this on a Saturday after Thanksgiving. So when you're getting this, it's Monday. So you know.
You're gonna have.
You could have froze it, opened it back up, and then ate it. You
only do that when your pappy or your mammy.
Who is pappy and mammy? Who has that? First off,
your grandpappy.
Well, my parents are mammies and pappies because they opened up a 2-year-old macaroni and cheese and dressing.
Okay, never mind.
1-year-old and 2-year-old.
You take back all that.
And apparently it tastes good because my mom is okay. Well, maybe that's probably why she was sick the next day.
Bubble.
You know what? She did say, I got sick.
I don't
feel good. I forgot all about that until I just mentioned it.
2-year-old mac and cheese out the freezer.
It was in the freezer though. How long is stuff like that supposed to store for?
Deep freeze.
Oh.
When you store something like that, deep freeze, and that's 1 year max. You can probably push it, but
I just thought of that until I said I didn't know why I didn't think of it until now.
They didn't go to the hospital,
and she had oyster dressing at that. I don't know what did it to her though. I don't know if it was the mac or the oyster or the combination.
Both, most likely the mac and cheese because you ain't supposed to. That means 2 years in that freezer.
I don't know what was 2 years. I don't know if it's the oyster.
Freezer. I don't know. Freezer will hold it.
Yeah, I don't know which one was 2 years or what, but either way. But welcome back to another episode of When Marriage
and Purpose
Collide. The podcast.
I want to research it, but I can't.
Yeah, my phone. But why do that? You just like his daddy. Just like he did not have to do that right now. There's no reason for you to do that right now.
In counseling, you're not supposed to say that.
In counseling, ain't here right now. So
where's your?
I don't do like you do. Just ask Google.
I got my confession. We're gonna hop right into confessions.
Just ask Google. Look, how long?
But what did you have to do just to get to your Google though?
I had to swipe over a couple times. Just do a speaker. Do a speaker Google.
I am doing speakers.
And let's make sure they can hear it.
How long should you keep food in the freezer?
So, babe, recently I've been on social media, and as I'm scrolling, I'm seeing a lot of people who are struggling in their relationships. And the main thing is communicating. Like they don't know how to communicate. What do you say about that? What you thinking?
I know a lot of it is mostly geared towards the men and with the lack of communication
Mm-hmm.
and how like, oh, they can't hold one or something like that, or they're not capable.
Yeah. Yeah. And I think it's just a learning thing. Like when you get together, there needs to be tools and resources that you can have to help navigate that journey.
Yeah.
With communicating.
Some kind of structure.
Yeah, some kind of structure, something that you can go to often and then make your own.
Yeah.
And so I think that's where we come into play.
Oh yeah, we got something for you.
Yeah, we got something called the Communication Game Changer.
Yeah.
Yeah, it's like a guide that can help you in the season wherever you are, whether you are dating exclusively, you're engaged, or married.
Even single.
I mean, yeah, even if you're single, you can learn, and it's basically a structured question that you can start asking your spouse or significant other.
Yeah.
And I think it can help those who are out there. And it's really a starting point. It's not the ending point. So if you need therapy, go to therapy. But this is a great start.
Definitely a great start, especially y'all having arguments and nobody's listening to each other.
Mm-hmm.
We got some.
And we definitely use this. We use this structure, have been using it for a long time now in our marriage, and it's helped us greatly. So
we just want to share it with you.
We just want to share it with you. So go ahead and click the link in the description to get your copy of the Communication Game Changer. All right.
Soups and stews.
You should have said Thanksgiving dinner.
Don't.
You should have said Thanksgiving because that
like that matters. Oh, Thanksgiving dinner. It's a special.
It does matter. Oh,
2 to 3 months for soups and stew. Leftovers, cooked meat or chicken. 2 to 6 months. Chicken nuggets or patties, 1 to 3 months. And pizza, 1 to 2 months. Months, not years.
Months, not years.
I wonder why they feeling sick. Click on make sure she all right.
Well, she all right now. She wasn't all right that night.
Check again. Maybe gonna do old wraparound. Come right back. Anyway,
we're gonna pray against that. Rebuke that in the name of Jesus. All right.
Rebuke it. We rebuke.
In the name of Jesus. Bleed the blood of Jesus over the bubble gut.
Amen.
Anyway, so as you know, it was Thanksgiving. Hope you enjoyed yours. Hope you had fun. Hope you even if you spent it alone, I hope you did okay. I hope you did well. I hope you had the time of your life. If you spent it with family away, people be going on vacations and stuff. Like that's what I would like to do. Even though we just came back from vacation.
Wrong.
Family walk?
Yeah.
I don't understand.
Some people know.
Oh, the family walk. The cousins walk.
The cousins walk.
The cousins walk.
You're wrong. You know what you're doing.
So what do we I was trying to say happy Thanksgiving.
Happy Thanksgiving
to y'all. So yeah, we're back for another episode. You read the title. We got a couple topics we're going to go through today, trying to kind of switch it up a little bit, kind of do a little something different on today. Get your thoughts too. So as we're talking, please head to the comments. Let us know what you think also as we're going through these topics as well. It's going to be interesting. So what's the segment we got?
Confessionals.
What we got?
No singing, just straight to it.
Oh, this is our confession. Do 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 do. Hey,
I guess I got one on the way.
We should actually, we should get that beat.
I ain't getting flagged. Anyway,
or just do something like say confessions or something like that with our voice.
Oh, with our voice. Okay, we can do that.
Something like that.
Yeah.
And maybe me doing din-din-din-din-din-noo.
Nee.
Y'all know what I'm talking about when I do din-din-din-din-din-noo.
Kind of like, now you know. Anyway.
Yeah.
My confession.
I'm trying to think if I should just do the new one or do the one I already said.
I don't know what the. I don't know. Well, I don't care.
Well, I'm gonna do the new one. My confession, since I just did it, her apps are all over the place.
Because you messed it up. You made it alphabetical. I don't want it. I had it where I wanted it.
And where was that?
I had my apps where I wanted it. I knew to go to the second page. I knew to go to the third page. I knew how to do it. You made it alphabetical.
She'd be like, go look
Now-
for. I can't find nothing.
You ain't supposed to.
And nothing.
I can't find nothing on your phone.
It's alphabetical.
I still can't find it because stuff ain't called what in my mind is called for that.
But go to Chrome. Go to C.
No. Who goes to C for Chrome? Who does that? Internet.
I don't know why.
www.
The old school. Get you one of them. What's it? The bug buttons. I forgot that ladybug phone or something like that. Anyway, that's my confession because that
Going through, but you had. I was right here with you, and all you had to do was one more swipe, and you got it. So
the fact that I have to do one more swipe to get to
one more swipe.
your search engine.
There's nothing wrong with that.
Okay.
There's nothing wrong with that. I don't do your search engine like you do search engine.
Oh yeah, I search everything.
So
Any and everything I'm searching.
So, how is your phone apps organized? Do you have it alphabetical? Do you have it in groupings? Do you
I got a combo.
know, or do you just swipe through because you know you do 2 times and it's there? Boom.
My most used ones, I got them in a group,
Mm-hmm.
and then everything else is alphabetical.
I think that tells a lot about the person,
Mhm.
how their apps are on their phone.
I got the most used one in the first. I got my custom stuff on the next page.
No.
And then
See, techie people do stuff like that. Nobody got time for all that. If we ain't techie, we just want our phone.
you
Okay.
be like, oh, it's over there. Where? And it's not even like you look at your homepage, it's over there, and there's something down there. Ain't nothing lined up.
It ain't gotta be. Who says it gotta be lined up? They didn't have no app etiquette classes.
They don't need to, but y'all need to.
Let me ask a Gen Z. Maybe see how their apps are organized.
Oh, it's probably crazy. They probably got groups upon groups. They got chat room areas.
Oh, chat room areas. Okay.
I don't know.
Anyway, you didn't brought it back to the 90s. Anyway, so thank you, babe, for sharing that.
You're welcome.
My confession is, you probably already know, it's been some time since we've probably done this in a while, but I don't like the snow. I don't want it.
We got hit with a surprise note today.
I don't want it. It did not need to come today. Had bought tickets yesterday to Moana. So the kids and I can go see Moana. At that time, I thought everything was fine and dandy as far as weather. Get up today, check the phone, talk about snow. Look outside, I see white. I was not happy. I was thankful because I woke up. Hallelujah. But I was not happy with the snow.
Well, first off, the weatherman said a dusting. This was not a dusting.
It was not. It was an inch, I think, right?
It was more than that.
Is it more than an inch? And so, yeah, I was just like, I don't like rolling in the snow to stuff.
Yeah, I couldn't call off work because I was at work.
You got there and like, dang it.
It wasn't snowing.
Oh, was it snow when you got to work?
No.
Oh.
Everything was cool.
Oh,
I just happened to walk outside and everything was white.
Oh, okay.
I'm like, what?
I didn't know when it started, so that's why.
I was wondering why nobody was coming into work like the regular time. I was like, why everybody coming in staggered and wet feet? I looked out there, snow.
And wet feet.
I was like, yeah, I'm gonna get up out of here. I'm gonna go to the next station because I already know he gonna call me talking about, can you shovel? Nope.
So
Pick up shovel.
Yeah, I was able to make it. It was good. It wasn't bad. Because if it was, I wouldn't have left.
It stopped.
I wouldn't have left. Sorry. Yeah. Another confession is I'm getting over
sickly
stuff this week. So yeah. Ooh, cough drop. All right. Go ahead and make an edit on that.
I ain't making no edit. You can leave that in there.
Make an edit. Make an edit. All right, so first topic up today. We know that the holiday season means a lot to people. So we want to bring up the topic in regards to when you are dating someone. First let's go here. When is it the right time to bring that person for Thanksgiving, Christmas, for those holidays? We know we got other holidays, but these are the ones that are like where people come out of the woodwork holidays.
Yeah.
So when is it good to bring that person to meet your people for the first time? And I was gonna say, is there stats? But I was gonna say, like, sometimes it doesn't matter what gender brings who in that, like versus a man bringing their woman versus a woman bringing their guy. Is there different dynamics to that when they're meeting family?
Definitely different dynamics.
Well, let's talk about it. So when is the good time? When should it be, okay, you know what? I want you to meet my family. How far should they have been dating before that even happens?
One, you should be at the boyfriend-girlfriend stage. And in a way, if it's done a certain way, like your parents already know, it's just your relatives ain't seen them yet.
But when is that boyfriend-girlfriend? Like, lengthwise? You know what I'm saying? Like,
it don't matter. Once you have that title, you should be, all right, meet them.
Because some people, only reason I say that is because some people they waiting longer than that for the boyfriend-girlfriend stage. Yeah. And then, like, they should have met your family by now. But like, you know what I'm saying? Like, so.
That's more of a, like, kind of like an insecurity. I really don't know. Like you say, you're going to be my, significant person. And I don't really know for sure, although we both said it. So you're not really secure on that. So you're going to wait some more months, like a whole nother holiday. Because it depends on how your family is.
That's another thing.
If you know your new girlfriend or boyfriend is weak when it comes to family and how your family is, you automatically like, we're going to hold off this Thanksgiving. It's already going to be crazy. And I don't want the attention on me.
But like, when you say weak, what you mean when it comes to family?
Like, you met their family. It's all nice. And, the house is all quiet. Kind of like a old grandparents feel and stuff. Everybody's all quiet and everything. You met your cousins. Everybody's all calm. Yours, wild.
Oh, yeah, that type.
There's always got to be one fight.
Drama filled. Some uncle saying something.
The way y'all talk to each other is, of course, out of love, but it's wild. And you feel like your boyfriend ain't ready for that.
That's one way to hold off.
Or girlfriend.
Definitely to hold off.
Right.
On it. And the thing is, and I think the other person should not get offended. Because I think some people are like, well, I ain't met his family yet. And it depends on who too, because you could probably have met the mom or the dad or, the closer siblings or whatever. But the entire, the family when they come over.
Well, see, so it's kind of like a mix, because I think women really don't have they'll throw men to the wolves when it comes to that. If the man is more of the calm side and stuff, like,
you mean like to test them out?
Yep, I'm throwing you in there. When men was more like, you know what?
I didn't think about that. I didn't think about that.
Yeah, I think a lot.
So men probably wouldn't, if they were bringing their girl over, they would be more cautious.
Yeah, be more cautious.
Like, you had to tell me about your cousins.
Yeah. Yeah. I'm like, hey, heads up. You're going to hear some things. It's going to be a little wild, a little different.
And it wasn't that bad.
Well, you ain't met
I ain't seen them. I ain't seen them all in one.
Not in a concentrated situation.
That was not our house.
Right. If it was a big concentrated time, let's say like a few days or something like that, then yeah, it would have been, or at least a whole day, and not just for like an hour or two.
Okay, cool. So basically, you saying probably, and I agree that something should have been official yet, because you keep bringing over a guy or a girl, and after a month or 4 weeks of dating, you bring them and they keep seeing these women cross by, or even on your Facebook, or you might chill with certain family members throughout the months. And then finally they mix up a name. Like we had a situation in our family where a family member was dating a girl with they had same names.
Same name.
So, but the description of them, and then I think he dated somebody else at the time. So you don't know who you don't know, and so
and I was my first time being there. So hearing that, I was just like, oh, this is about to be interesting.
And so we was like, oh, that ain't such and such.
Right.
Oh, okay.
They're like, oh, that's such and such. Okay, cool. But no, not that one.
Again,
what?
Yeah, and also he wasn't official with nobody. He ain't never been official with anybody. And so when he brings somebody over, it's like, are you serious or are you just playing? Like,
didn't one of them show up after the other left or something?
Something like that.
Something confusing. Like they showed up at the other house and it was a different one.
It's something confusing. But
I didn't want. I was just like, okay.
It was a lot, but so basically making it official. That would be so. Good job if y'all out there, y'all made it official. Cool. The next thing is the expectations I think we place on the person that's being brought. Like, should there be these unspoken expectations that happen that they should be doing in order to make a good first impression? Is that something that your family cares about? Or is it more so just be yourself? Don't worry about that. We got it. Like, it's so much thinking it. And I don't remember. I know it wasn't the holidays that I met them, your family. But I don't remember trying very hard to do anything.
Yet again.
Are you a single Christian woman that knows that God planted the desire for marriage for you? So hi, I'm Lucretia Haley, certified life coach that focuses on purpose and relationships. And I help teach Christian single women how to date with confidence and cultivate relationships that lead to love and commitment. And I want you to be invited to a free training I have for you. Also, I remember searching for videos and for books and for things that centered around relationships just so I could understand what it truly meant for me to date out here and how I can date as a Christian woman. And I didn't find too many things out there to help me. I also experienced heartbreak and heartache. And as much as that was a trying time for me, I remember just trying to figure out what it was to date again. And so scrolling on dating apps and trying to find the right man that God wanted for my life. In this training, we will uncover what an amazing life looks like as you prepare to invite your future husband in it. We'll also uncover those insecurities that keep you stagnant from meeting and attracting your future husband. And lastly, we'll talk about growing in love and accountability and what that looks like as you pursue your next relationship. So listen, I cannot wait to see you over there. Go ahead and click the link and I'll see you later. Have a good one. Bye.
It's a difference. For men, yes, there's an expectation, unspoken expectation, as far as what I do, how I talk, what I look like, if I smell or not. Like, it's the expectation of the whole family they're gonna be looking like, who's this dude? When it comes to the woman's side and me bringing you there, it's more like, cool. Now what you doing? Looking at me still. I mean, they still check you out more like, you know, is she cool or not? Like, they can tell just maybe how you talk or something, just your personality or anything. But expectations is just off of that. How you talk, basically how you look and your personality. When us, it's basically what we do.
True. It's your actions. I mean, I guess the woman's actions doesn't matter depending on what they do.
Yeah,
but I feel like
arguing with everybody, that's a problem.
But I feel like depending on her personality, she can overcompensate for the moment. And then you don't need to do all that.
But they can tell.
So, for example, like if you know you're a person that is a servant at heart. so you automatically want to help out in the kitchen.
Mhm.
You know, I'm not.
Don't do
I
that.
don't want to help out in the kitchen. I want to stay where I am, you know? So, you know what I'm saying? So it's just different personalities. So automatically you're like, oh, you feel some sort of way because you didn't help out or you want to. So you push yourself to go help the ladies in the kitchen
Now,
kind of situation, you know, kind of thing.
now you better be okay with washing dishes. Doing the right, because you ain't coming in there cooking.
They don't know you. No,
Yeah,
definitely you ain't coming in there
touching
cooking.
nothing.
No, you're not coming in there cooking.
You're clean up.
It's just like even in Bad Boys.
That's what I'm saying.
With old boy. And they was like,
What you doing with that?
With a barbecue.
Why you got that
What?
pan? So I'm about to put something on the grill. About to put it on the grill. Then they thought about it. He did kill a bunch of people in the house. Yeah.
Yeah. So that, and so I think some like the personalities of that person sometimes shines through and they do that. But then also, are you trying to get brownie points or is that the true you? Are you trying to make a good impression? Just things to think about. And also, I guess, things to talk about with your person before you go into the house. Like another thing, like, would it be rude if y'all did PDA in front of, like, I'm not a PDA person. We're not PDA people, but is that?
It depends on the family because you will have some where you got aunties and stuff who want to see that for some weird reason. Kiss her.
Hug her.
No.
Oh, another thing is if she gets up to make your plate. I'm not doing that.
They would have been like, ooh, something wrong with her. Automatically.
There are cases where it can be done, but in like both of our families are not like that.
She said she ain't doing that. She's done it before.
I've done it before in front of people. I got you dessert. Like I got, what you want while I'm up kind of thing.
No, you still brought me food. It wasn't like a traditional, I gotta get my man a plate every single time kind of thing. It was more like you got something, so you brought me something.
Exactly. That's that part. That's the part. And so another one is offering to bring a dish. Some people's etiquette. You know, for me, that's one of the things I always ask because that's what my mom taught me. Whenever you go over somebody's house for Thanksgiving or for any holiday or whatever, ask what needs to be brought. You need anything? It's just something that even if they say they don't say nothing, just bring something anyway. Just bring a bag of chips or something. I don't know. Bring something.
I only did it because you did it.
Exactly. And you didn't have.
I don't bring nothing except for myself.
Unless they asked you to. If they asked you to, you would.
And the only reason I started doing that is because of you.
No, I'm saying, but if they said, DJ, before you come over, can you?
They don't.
That's what I'm saying. They don't. But my family, we probably, I don't know what we do. But
because my dad was like, I don't that's how.
So
I just want you here.
It depends on the family, how hospitable they are and what they are, or if they truly need something. Like if they truly need something, they'll tell you.
Now,
you know?
Now there have been situations where he sent me back out just because he forgot something.
Yeah,
but that's it.
So things like that. But think about those things as you are preparing for the first date, or even you're thinking about when you do get your guy or your woman, girl. I don't even know what to say. When you get your person, but I usually talk to women, and so it's hard for me to tailor it to the other party. When you get your person, like, okay, what would this look like? You know, maybe it's your first real relationship, your first person you're serious with, and you're like, you know what, this is something we do need to discuss. So here are a few tips that I think would be helpful is y'all need to talk about this beforehand. Like talk about your family, talk about what they normally do, talk about that auntie, that uncle, so that they could have their eye out and won't be caught off guard when something does pop off. Like they're like, okay, he came from out the back. So that means he about to, okay, so that means I'm gonna stand over here next to him. So, you know, like on this play.
That's doing too much.
It's doing too much. But I'm just saying, just talk to like how your family dynamics are. Do I need to bring anything? Would your mom feel or your dad or sister feel okay with me bringing something? Should I ask? What about the attire? How do y'all dress? Because there are some families too who dress up for holidays.
That's for that one auntie.
And then there's some who they come in sweats and a t-shirt for holidays. Like, How are y'all? You want to make sure you make a good impression. You don't want to show up the wrong way for that. Yeah, brief them about your family and friends. Discuss, okay, what are we? So hopefully y'all are at the stage and even talk about like, okay, remember how we met? You know, all the stuff like, what are y'all gonna be talking about when y'all about y'all relationships? What's not to be talked about? What should be talked about? Like all those things.
So here's my only issue with that is the bringing someone just because over the years they keep asking, do you have a boyfriend? And you just brought somebody who you're dating
Mm-hmm.
and they're not official.
Yeah, they got the dates for sale.
Don't do that. I get it, but at the same time,
don't do that.
You're doing it to so they can be quiet. They're not going to be quiet now. Like, what's this and such? So next holiday season, you come up and your so-called date to hire ain't there no more.
Mm-hmm.
Now they're like, mm-hmm.
Yep.
You already know what that means. Mm-hmm.
Mm-hmm. And then another note, this is what I meant to say, and I went on another thing about that, is if you're serious, this is a good time to bring the person to your family, especially if you know your family isn't like over the top, but you know that this is a good time that they can talk to your people so they can get to know them so that you can get the, okay, that's a good one. That's a good one, you know, kind of thing. Or I got questions about such and such. Like this is a good time to bring them so that you can understand if this is something you should be diving deeper into. Truth be told, you probably should have did that before, like with somebody who you trust, you know, leadership, friends, some close family, but this is other people in your family who are getting eyes. So it's like, what you think? You know, like they're like, oh, okay, you know, he's this and that, or she's da da da. So this is a good time to do that and to get some dialogue happening around that. A friend of mine had that happen, and they didn't like her guy. So, but it's some other things that were found out about him that people found out over the years, but still they talked about it, came to her about it when we don't like them. So, and you need to know that. You need to know that the family does not like the person.
Yep.
So now you know what to do, you know, whether or not, you know. So so that's important too.
Do bring somebody they can be like, yeah, she ain't it, fam.
Mm-hmm.
Let that go.
We can let that go. Like on the TikTok, nobody said nothing.
Yeah. Oh yeah.
He was like, you know, this is my girl, about her girl. Then they didn't say nothing after that. It was like,
you looking for that? I see you. Oh, okay. Like,
all right,
now.
Cool.
Especially the uncle or whoever's cooking at the barbecue or whatnot, and they don't say nothing about it. Just what you want.
It's something about it, but
I see you, cuz. Like, yeah. If you get none of that, it's a wrap. It's a wrap.
So, but that's our tidbits on that. We're gonna move on to the next topic. It's just something real quick since the holidays are here.
Since the holidays.
And this is where people meet in family and all the things. Next topic on the chopping block is, have y'all been hearing about I left y'all cliffhanger like that, huh? Y'all been hearing about Afrotech. Have y'all been hearing about Afrotech and how, well,
I didn't even do that.
I told you once you hit, like, it's interesting.
I didn't even look at it.
It's once it's on it, it's messed up. So we'll have to, you make edits. But about how people are attending Afrotech or events like Afrotech just to find love. And we want to kind of talk about that in dialogue and see if, like, is that something that people should be doing? Why or why not? So we're going to show a little video real quick to kind of, okay.
You talking about me?
We're going to show a little video real quick. So hold on.
About, you know, the Afrotech and folks finding love in Afrotech. Listen, if you've been here long enough, I already told you. Y'all asked me, what dating app should you use to find love? I told you LinkedIn. LinkedIn is the app. Why? Because there are all these conventions, these conferences, these summits, these gatherings of professional people, these doctors, these lawyers, these engineers, tech people, right? And they all make good money. You find out where the conventions are, the conferences are. They're normally at a convention center in a hotel or near some hotels. You go to the bar of the hotel that the convention is at. You looking fine, you looking pretty, you looking handsome and dapper. And there's going to be all these fine professional people that make good money just walking around. And if you find, they find, more than likely, they're going to come talk to you. That's the play. So this Afrotech, that's the playbook. I already gave you the playbook. I'm going to try and find that video because I think I was wearing this same hoodie.
That was a little bit about what was going on there. But for those who don't know what Afrotech is about, because I know we just threw it out there like y'all supposed to know what it is. I just recently learned it's been around, but this year it's been more. I've been hearing the name more, the conference more. And so it's basically like a platform that holds an annual conference. It celebrates Black innovation, excellence, entrepreneurship, technology, and business. It really brings together Black professionals where they network, share ideas, explore opportunities in the tech industry. So it's a good way to kind of infuse Black culture and unique in a great like space. And this year they had it in Houston. So you already know. Right. Already know. And so I watched another TikTok video and the lady in there said that not only she did notice a lot more people looking like as if they were trying to hook up or whatever, but they had an actual dating panel at Afrotech where they talk about dating. Now, of course, I don't know the topics or the questions that were asked, but they actually added dating in their tech
because it was probably
industry. Probably happening so much, especially in what they do. And so yeah, I want to talk about this. Like, should people be looking for love? Like he said, conferences, summits, conventions, things. Is that an avenue where somebody can do this?
I would say if that's close, like say if it's something that's close to your field or something that you do, or maybe it's something that you want to approach, I would say yes, go to that. But if you're nowhere close to doing any kind of like tech and you're just going there to hunt people,
right?
That's cool and all, but at the same time, it's not, because it's kind of like in a way unfair for the people who are there, because now it's kind of like you're just, it's great for attention for the conference itself, bring more people there. But as far as like dating, it kind of it's just bringing more issues and problems with dating as far as people trying to find other people, especially if they're looking for people in that field. Now, I'm not saying don't do it, but it's just eventually it'll come to a point to where they're gonna be like, okay, there's too much going on.
Yeah. I think you're right. I think it's the motive.
Yeah.
It's the ambition behind it. Is it selfish? Is it to where you're just going just to like, or do you have anything to do with the tech industry? Do you even own a business? Are you even interested in this type of thing versus I just want to have a time of my life out at Afrotech because I heard XYZ. So I'm going to go with my girls, or I'm gonna go out, and because they have all the businesses and all the restaurants support Afrotech, they're doing discounts, I'm sure, and having parties and things. And so, I mean, in that case too, it's a part of city environment, so you can't get away from it. If I'm at a restaurant, just so happen to have Afrotech there, okay, so be it. But if your intention is to go, have nothing to do with tech, you just there to go find somebody or to go get caught up because of how many men and women you might see there, that's where the issue is. I feel like people do fly in.
Oh yeah.
Just for that. Don't even buy the ticket inside. They just in the outskirts.
I think what ends up happening, And it's going. We hear and see it a lot.
Mm-mm.
Like with conferences, is usually like the unknown known part
Yeah.
of conferences. There's always like the going out to get drinks and coworkers doing things with other coworkers.
It's always like
and
that.
It's
Mhm.
always like that. You always hear that. Now, just the fact that it's getting popular, and now you start hearing people doing it for dating reasons. It's not your likelihood to find a husband is low, because a lot of times they're going there to have fun.
True.
So you're going there to find a husband, and you're going to find out that you're just getting used.
Especially at that type of one.
Right.
Like, I know there's probably more serious.
Oh, yeah.
There are more serious Black professional conventions, summits, and things like that where they won't have all the parties. They won't have all, they have maybe a networking event or whatever. So that make it more likely. But when you go to, it's possible, but it's like needle in a haystack.
Yeah.
So that's why just go for you to learn and to engage, to network. And if it so be it, then that's what.
Yeah, that's what I was saying before. If you go there for something like you're actually interested in doing or getting into, or it is part of something you're already doing already, then yeah, go for it. And if you run into somebody, you run into somebody. If not, that's cool. But at least you're going there for an actual purpose and not just trying to find somebody.
I would say too, which actually I'm gonna get into this. I was able to put together a little pro and con just based off of what I seen and something I noticed. So if you're thinking about like, hey, I am interested in going to a conference that's my interest level. Maybe it is a Black professional, maybe it's just one in general where everybody goes, not just Black people, and you still you're still single and you're still like want to get out there. You can still do this. So a pro is, what happens is you end up meeting people with shared interests and goals. So they're interested in this topic, in this industry. You have goals. So now it's like natural conversation starters.
Yep.
Right there. So this is why it's so important. And we plug our coaching, because this is how, for those women or men who have trouble with speaking to the opposite sex, like, this is a perfect opportunity to practice. Like, you don't have to worry. Don't try to think about hooking up. Don't go there. Go with, you know what? It's been a while. I have not been on a dating scene in a while. I have not been out to talk to men who are like-minded individuals. This is a great opportunity for you to do so and to see this, right? Without getting too into it. It's networking potential, right? You can network too. So that's important. Like, whatever that's why I like when it said for Afrotech, it looks like it probably expanded. I'm not sure if it was just only tech field, but I saw where it says entrepreneurs in there. Entrepreneur now, you could be somebody just you sell donuts. So like,
and
like,
that's what I'm saying. Go for that. Like, dating, sure. All right, cool. But if you're going there and you're actually trying to, network and stuff, you might end up finding someone there who might be the key piece to something you're missing, like marketing. So if I do donuts, but you have no marketing, next year you run into somebody with marketing ideas. There you go.
Yep. It's like, it's a perfect opportunity. And then you make a unique first impression, and it's a positive environment. Everybody's in there that is trying to level up, get promoted. Because I'm sure they talk about how to move up in the tech industry, increase your salary, whatever it may be, what professional development,
all the new stuff,
all the things that you need. So in essence, not only are you developing socially, you're developing professionally. So you got like a 2-for-1. You could go for a twofer, right? A twofer. And so you can go ahead and have great communication, and you never know who you meet that knows somebody that knows somebody, right? You're a single woman, single man out there. You might meet the brother of a cousin. Like, wait a minute, you know what? I got my, so you never know what can happen.
So yeah.
Okay.
I was
gonna talk about the cons.
No, go ahead.
So the con now in this is, when you're thinking about this, first, the con is that you might not meet nobody. So is that you're going and you didn't put yourself out there, you're positioning yourself, you have these conversations and nothing pops off. So not really a con, but it's like, it's you know that you might not come out with a number or an email or a possible date. A limited time to build a connection. So you won't have that much time in that weekend to kind of build a connection. Y'all going to different meetings and different this and that and all the stuff. So you really won't be able to gauge that. So if you do meet someone, you would have to take it further offline, but you don't get to see them in their element a little bit more. So that's something that you can think about. What else do you see on here?
Long distance challenges.
Yeah.
So they don't live in your town. They live all the way on the East Coast.
Mm-hmm.
You're on the West Coast. You talking about, oh, that's my husband. Who moving?
That's it. That's the thing. Like, are you comfortable with that?
Mm-hmm.
Are you comfortable with meeting somebody who does not live in your state? I mean, and some people are able to make moves like that, want to move and do X, Y, especially if you're in the field where they're always moving anyway. And you're corporate, you got corporate headquarters everywhere. So it's easier when you moving, you've been moving this whole time. So, but then this might be somebody who just like you in Atlanta, you want to stay in Atlanta. I don't want to go nowhere.
I think that's the other thing people will have to worry about is with conferences, you find a lot of jobs to where people move a lot. People move around. They might be one of them regional people where they got to drive here, drive there. So it's like, yeah, that might be, oh man, I really like them, but they travel all over the place.
So you have to think about that.
Yeah.
The next one is like mixing business and professional networking with romantic intentions. It can be tricky. So you say, oh, I want to learn more about what you do at your position. Can we meet at 5:00, whatever?
At the mixer.
So it's like, okay, do we talk about business? If I bring up something, is it
well, it's tricky because the fact that you don't know that person and you met them on the business side of it. So when you do go to the mixer, it's kind of like it bleeds over.
Yeah.
Because you really don't have nothing to talk about.
Right. Exactly. But if there is attraction there and if there's like ability there, there's something that possibly could pop off.
Yeah.
And so it's something. So it's in a way it is tricky because you don't know where it can go. You're taking a chance, but this is the good time to probably take that chance.
True.
You ain't gonna see that person no more. So
true.
So there you go. Meet him at 5:00, sis. No.
Leave at 8. Hold your boundaries.
Right. Leave it there. And then overcrowded environment. I could only imagine how overly stimulated people can get from these type of events. You're over talking nonstop. You getting talked at nonstop. I've been to conferences and I'm an extrovert and I still was drained.
I went to Comic-Con. I didn't like it.
So
I mean, I liked everything there. I just didn't like the fact that there was people.
Yeah, maybe go to Comic-Con. See. You interested in comics? No.
Well, they got I forgot what
in the black one, the Black Comic-Con.
Yeah, that's what it's called. DreamCon.
Something like that.
Yeah. But I'm not going to that.
I heard some things about that.
Well, they said they only showed the wild parts online. It was actually cool, but then, like, I guess later on it got crazy. But either way, I'm like, nah, I'm good.
Yeah. So overall, is it okay to find love at these events? The overall answer is yes, but your intentions and your motives.
Yeah, if you flying out,
you
got your get out and get them gear.
Get out and get them gear.
And that's
booty on the sink clothes.
Exactly.
Booty on the sink clothes.
And you there for just that. Just know you're going to be used, and that's it.
That's it. So yeah. All right. Next topic. Thank y'all for listening. Please put your comments down there. Let us know what you think about dating at conferences.
The booty on the sink one is what is
okay. So this is the last topic that we're talking about. And I think, I don't know what title we're titling this podcast episode, but there is a lot of, first of all, there's a lot of tension, period. Okay. With the last election. Okay. Regardless of who you voted for or what your thoughts are about anything, there's still a lot of, for some reason with this particular one, And maybe the last one too, of course. So, yeah, the last one.
Sweet.
So 8 years, how many years has it been? 4 years. And so I was like, how many years has it been since last? 4. And so I think it's been just tension over all these last 2 elections. But even with the previous ones, I've never seen it like this. Like I never seen, and when I say like this, I would say probably within the Black community like this. How we've of course had our moments, and we've had our moments with all the past previous, but for some reason this one is hitting and striking chords like never before. And what I've been seeing is more drastic measures that people are taking as far as their relationships and their friendships and family because of who that person voted for. And so since we are focused on dating and relationships, we want to kind of bring it to that realm of things. Other topics, and we're not going to talk about who we voted for. We're not talking about that, but we want to talk about, like, should differences in voting choices be a deal breaker in Christian relationships? And I guess it could go as far as friendships too, but really relationships. You meeting a guy, y'all both have been doing well. Everything's been fine. He's a Christian. He has all the traits. She has all the things that are in line as far as the values have aligned, even to meeting the family, all the things. This election hit. You thought y'all were on the same page, and it comes to find out y'all were not. Is who they're voting for a issue in a deal breaker for that relationship?
I can see how it is, just because a lot of people don't do full research on whatever candidate, they just go off of what they heard or what the surface stuff. So when they have a conversation with their significant other and they do those talking points, a lot of the feelings that they have towards whatever candidate, like say if they really dislike them, they see that personality in that person that's talking right now, because all it is the same talking points as them. And like,
you saying when they don't do the research and really dive deep into their understanding of why they're voting for that person.
But all you hear is the talking points. All you hear is the personality of the candidate. And you automatically get like turned off to the point of like, well, I don't want to be with this person if they're going to be like that, especially if you feel like one side where for like rights are getting stripped away, other side where it's like, oh, this, that, just it's too much of somebody else's personality that you're feeling, and not the person you're actually talking to, where it should be an actual discussion with research and understanding in that, because I always feel that, yes, some of the things that say, presidents, wherever, some of the things they do does affect us. A lot of stuff is like, all right, cool, because I mean, it's going to happen anyway.
Yeah, and that makes you think of, I like how you said, I have several thoughts about it.
Yeah.
I like how you said just coming together and discussing it. So if you do differ, what are those differences? Talk about those, research those, and then go to the Bible with them. Like, you both are Christians. That should be where you go to, as far as how you get your answers. Now, another thing is people don't know how to read the Bible.
I was going to say, don't use the verse to attack somebody.
They interpret and attack without going to
read the whole chapter.
Like, really go into context and get the
whole book.
Get you what I call the Blue Letter Bible app or text commentary. Go deeper into understanding like what this actually. You can even do Googles now. ChatGPT even got understanding of what scriptures are. That's like, so like, go deeper, because we know like, if you grew up in the church, we know scriptures like this. We don't have to know where they are, but we can recite them and say them, or recite half of them. And so we use that, and we don't realize that meant something totally different.
Yep.
That was for Israel. That wasn't for you. So it's like you gotta really understand what you're saying to people. And then question is, are they being judgmental? or dismissive is another thing. Like, how are they talking about it? Are they talking about it as, well, you ain't never gonna be, or are they just like, I don't care, like, whatever, whatever, let's just get on. Like, how is the conversation being handled? Because regardless, if you two get married, these issues will have to pop up again.
Which the thing is, I don't think we're saying to not have a discussion about politics. You still should have some kind of discussion about politics, money, whatever, because you want to know whoever you're going to be with all the way through.
Mm-hmm.
It's just, I think a lot of people would mistake to have a personality inside of politics.
Mm-hmm.
And it shouldn't be that.
Yeah. Yeah. And then they make it an idol. They do all the research, and they still stand 10 toes down on what that party is. And it's just, they just automatically everything is for that candidate.
Yep.
Everything they say, everything they do, no matter if the candidate is wrong, they still are just boom, 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 boom. And the way they say it, when we know for a fact, both of them got issues. Okay. So recognize that. I think even just recognize that. And I think that's that's what's not being heard. People don't feel heard on the other end of each side.
Mm-hmm.
And so, are they idolizing politics over their relationship or their faith is a question. Oh, I know what you were doing.
I was like, you reading it? It's all the way up.
I didn't know what you were doing. There was another question I was going to ask about it. I just forgot it. But one of the things that we want to bring to y'all about this is Ephesians 4:3, when it talks about unity.
Make every effort to keep the unity of the Spirit through the bond of peace.
Make every effort to keep unity. So if you are in a relationship or you're dating someone, you should try to seek, at the end of the day, to still be unified.
Yeah.
What does that look like? What would even if y'all disagree, what would a unified, how can they move forward?
My thing is, when people say they're Christians and follow God and Jesus, but yet it seems like politics is before him. It should be what the WWJD. What was Jesus doing with politics?
You brought it back to the 90s.
Yeah, I brought it back to the 90s because the thing is, it's like you hear it and it's like, I don't hear God in none of that.
Yeah. Mm-hmm.
Instead of you focusing on all these words of everybody else is saying, it's like, okay, what would Jesus do about that?
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
If somehow you get angry, why? You say you're Christian.
Yeah.
It should be God first.
Should be God first, regardless. The government system is not something we should be relying on our faith. Yes, it was founded with Christian principles.
You still listen to laws.
But we still know what Bible says.
Yeah.
So go back to that. Pray about it. Like, when you're in relationships, don't leave God out of it for anything. I think sometimes we're like, for politics, you're supposed to still be praying for that. Praying what that looks like for the both of y'all. If you think that marriage is for y'all are supposed to be moving forward, and this is a hindrance, something's wrong. Something's wrong.
Yeah.
This should not be hindering y'all at all from that. It even talks of people trying to divorce their spouses.
Yeah.
Because of what they believe.
I'm telling you, because they tie in the personality of the candidate to them because of the words they're using.
Mm-hmm. So
and they be standing 10 toes down about it too.
10 toes down, without just like, y'all are married. These people weren't even in office when y'all got married. First off, weren't even trying to. And this is going to break up y'all marriage.
Yep.
Like, for Christians is what I'm saying. For the other people, let them do what they do. For us, we have to think differently. What we're posting out there, what we're putting out there, even after, regardless if your party won or lost, still matters. How you treat people, how you say, there's other people I'm talking about, they talk about they hate the other half of the country because of who. Like, think about what y'all saying and what y'all agreeing to. before y'all do that. And then Colossians 3:13, bear with each other and forgive one another. So words may have been said, things may have been shot at one another, but y'all gonna have to come back and forgive one another.
Yep.
Bear with one another. It's important y'all do that. Don't let this election and what happens when we know who's in office to make y'all feel some sort of way about anything.
Or
No matter who you voted for.
Look, maybe sometimes politics don't need to be talked about.
Sometimes, yeah.
you might have to go ahead and just skip that.
And you can set a boundary too.
Because if everything was fine until you got to that point, maybe that might have been something where you need to go to therapy.
Yes. And that comes with anything, honestly. If there's something that causes a rift between y'all, every time y'all talk about it, y'all need to set a boundary of how y'all talk about it, or if it needs to be not talked about, or how to go about it. Period. So those are our 3 topics for today. Let us know your thoughts on how you may have handled this past election with your significant other, whether you're married or you're together. If y'all voted differently, how has that been handled? How you've been able to move forward? Have you not? Let us know what you all are doing out here in these streets for that. But other than that, like we said, we reached the end.
Yep.
So y'all go ahead and do what y'all do best, is like, subscribe, and share. Okay.
Comment.
Yeah, make sure y'all do that. Share with other people out there, other singles out there, other people that love relationship content. Let the algorithm do what it needs to do because of y'all doing what y'all doing. All right. So thank you for tuning in to another episode of When Marriage
and Purpose
Collide. The podcast. We out.
Peace. Thank you for tuning into When Marriage and Purpose Collide, the podcast.
Click on the links in the description to learn a little more about us. Subscribe and send a review on your takeaways or any new insight you have gained in this episode. If you are a single Christian woman and you are seeking to date with intention and cultivate love in 2024, you'll also find resources and details on programs I have to offer in the description.
Don't worry, man. Resources coming soon.
See you back here for our next episode.